Joel and True, absolute Candor, episode 4, Star Trek Picard. What an amazing episode. Yet again, we get more shots of 15 years ago with the Romulan evacuation. What I'm starting to love about this series, I'm a really big fan of the Romulans, and what I know about Romulan culture and Remus is from the TV, the films and books I've read over the years. But the books, a lot of the paperbacks are not considered canon. So now to get it official that we're getting quite a lot about Romulan culture now. And I find it absolutely fascinating about the whole Romulan culture thing. And this is why I'm loving Picard. Like, we met Elnor, which I wondered when they were going to come into it, with the posters and that. And we sort of getting, when he's a little kid and he's living with the Mahana, I can't pronounce it, warrior nuns that take on certain causes. They're really honourable, but they protect people and police the way. I made it quite an interesting concept. Basically, Romulan samurai, which just fascinated me, and I really loved it. And they were all female, and I thought that were even cooler. But they brought up these sisters. They brought up this little kid, Romulan kid. Obviously, must have lost his parents during the supernova when they were being evacuated, and he's called Elnor. And they train him and he grows up and he becomes this bloody killing machine. I'll get into that in a minute. But he's like in the past, and the Federation and helping, and then with Federation pulling out, the old planet goes to shit. They put him on this crappy planet called Vashti in the Beta Quadrant, and I assume the Federation were going to come in and rebuild civilization, but it all went to shit. Do you remember the planet of galactic peace? Star Trek 5. We won't talk about that. Well, it's not as bad as that. Actually, the place looked quite nice with trees in that. But there's these like warrior nuns in that, and I'm really fascinated by them. And he's there, and he's got this relationship, and all Romulans respect him and that. But obviously, when he's there, he gets a message that. Hang on, I don't know what's going on here. Right, sorry about that. They get this message that the Sims have attacked Utopia Planitia, so he has to go, and obviously the Federation pull out after that. Look, this conspiracy is getting bigger now. We got a slight snippet of just a bit. So anyway, Picard, it sort of like jumps into credits when he beams out, and there's this little kid. Kid gives him books like the Three Musketeers, and I think this kid he becomes fascinated by Picard. It's like a father figure, and he goes away and he don't come back. And this planet Vashti it's warlords and territorial things, and it ends up in poverty when it shouldn't have done. There was no need for it to be like that. So we jump ahead, we just, after credits, we see Rios' ship blast off. A friend of mine called him Han Solo, basically he is like an Han Solo, isn't he? So then he's got quite an ego, because everybody's an hologram that looks like him, which is quite funny. There are all these different personalities. And Picard's got his chateau hologram in his quarters with a hospitality hologram. And he walks in, he goes, Rios walks in, I fucking hate hospitality hologram, and he disappears. And it's sort of quite interesting. You've got the cyberneticists, you've got Raffi, and it's all sort of coming together now, with the people. So they go to, instead of we don't go to Free Cloud, I thought we'd be going straight there to find Bruce Maddox. So we end up on, he goes back to Vashti, and he's not popular. And Raffi says, look, you can't go down there, so he goes down. And it's funny when they're on ship, he says, well, tell her my mate. She says, well, are you sure? And they're not happy he's turned up, and there's certain people, factions that want to kill him or get. Because a lot of the people down there look at him as if he betrayed him. He didn't. It was the Federation. And he even says this. But he goes down there, sees these sisters again, these nuns. I'm sorry, I forgot the name. And, Elnor's there, he's like, 25. He's grown up now, and he's a trained warrior, and he don't recognise him. And there's a bit of debate, and the sisters sort of respect him. They know it's not his fault. She even says you can't save everybody, you know. It is the way it is, you know, and it's basically it's down to them to sort out. But they seem to be holding the line on this planet, do the sister. But they're sworn, this like faction of these warrior nuns, they're like sworn enemies at Tal Shiar, which is sort of interesting because I thought under Romulan Empire, the Tal Shiar dominated. So this is what I mean, it's fascinating about Romulan culture. Like I said, when you go to a Romulan house, the front door is not the front door. It's all, you know, deceit and deception. But with these sisters, they like arch and mortal enemies of the Tal Shiar. So I wonder how that works out back in the past on Romulus. You know, lest these sisters were curtailed by Romulan government. You know, which is going to be fascinating. But again, the Dominion destroyed the Tal Shiar, didn't it? Don't forget, it was only 20 years ago. So, I mean, Dominion War's not that long ago, really, is it? You know. So we get down to the whole thing of he goes down on planet and he takes Elnor. There's a bit of a fallout and to sort it out. Well, Picard walks off. And it's a great scene. He goes into this Romulan bar and it says Romulans only. You know, because it's all quite, there's factions and race hatred and all this. And he picks up the sign, he just throws it on the floor. And he goes, Joe Lantern sits there. And I thought, that is Jean-Luc Picard. That is who that man is, standing for the right thing. He just picks up the sign, he didn't care, and threw it on the floor. I think if we had more people like him in the world, it'd be a better place. Loved that scene, it was just brilliant. And he sat down and none at waiters to serve him. And this senator, used to be a Romulan senator, said I was there when you came to Romulus, said when you were going to evacuate us all and all these in these starships, some starship called the Nightingale, and all these ships. And so they must have got a lot of Romulans off the home world. But I mean, surely Romulan fleet must have got a lot of them off as well. I mean, they must have had a lot of Romulan ships as well. You know, so, well, obviously we'll find out more about this, and they're all quite bitter and twist. This guy's a senator and gives Picard this, like, thing now, you know, screwed it up and all this. He said, look, Federation betrayed you, it wasn't my fault. These things, it happened, they shouldn't have done it, they let you down. And he gives Picard a sword and says, fight me. Picard, sort of like, there's a bit of a couple of seconds of a sword bang. And he just throws the sword down and goes, no. So they're all going to kill him, these, like, Romulan, like, desperados. And he turns up, that's it, Elnor, he's a bit upset with him because, you know, he's not going to fight his cause and that. And he turns up, which I knew he would, and God, he just goes in there, he like knocks a few out, like sort of jumps in there, and you don't, sword just goes through this guy's head, and his head just drops off, there's all green blood spraying out, and he's on planet, and Picard's just stunned, you know, and suddenly this Romulan says, well, you can't defeat a disruptor, and they get beamed out, and they're on ship. And the classic, we get a classic Romulan warbird turning up. And there's a battle, they try to keep their race to ship within the defence grid, and they're like flying around because they can't get to warp, so they keep them pinned in. And the Romulan ship looks so cool, it was just awesome seeing this. And then this like fighter craft turns up and just slices one of its nacelles off. And I knew who this was straight away, and the ship is really magnificent. Even that Rio said that's one magnificent pilot, and she's flying around, and they got she's contacted. We need to be beamed aboard, and guess what happens? It's 7 of bloody 9, and we're like, you know, 7 of 9, and it was just superb, and it was just awesome. And that's where it finished. I was just about, just that moment where I thought, right, here we go. And I didn't realise the hour had passed, and it were finished. Now this, well, like back on Borg Cube, there wasn't really that much going on, but we did find out about a bit of this conspiracy thing that they think they don't want to Vag Narek with love affair with his sister turns up. She's like strangling him on bed and all this, and he goes, "I've planted the seed in her," and she's after information from this Romulan ship that were assimilated and all this. And what happens then is like she says, "Look, you've got a week, or we'll get blood and guts." So he's got a week to sort of find out. But we do find out they want to know where the synths are to destroy them. You know, so obviously the Jack Vash or some whatever they're called. I will get the names. I just keep forgetting they've got all these big names, you know. So like that gets more interesting. But we did find out a bit more. It's something to do with this Romulan ship and the secret on the Borg-Q. Now 7 of 9's coming to it, so it's free cloud next week, and I think it's going to be Borg-Q week after, where the confrontation's going to come. And I think by episode 7 we're going to have a big picture of where this is going. Now I speculate Law could be behind all this, being the manipulator in the background, but I could be wrong. That is speculation. It would be cool if it is. A friend of mine was telling me on YouTube today, sent me a message. I'm going to have to get back to him, Daniel. He said it's rumoured Cisco's coming into it. He's going to make an appearance. And that's what he told me. I don't know if that's true. It would be awesome if that happened, but we'll have to wait and see if that's it's all speculation. But there's loads of rumours on the internet. So we don't know, like this conspiracy, I'm really into this whole thing and where it's going to go. Now I think Law could be behind it, shoot me down with a phaser if I'm wrong. It's going on. So Bruce Maddox is coming, he'll be in it next week. I assume they'll find him next week. And then, like I said, on to Borg-Q. And then the Vashti and the Starfleet conspiracy. Because this thing is all connected with Sims, the Romulan evacuation, the politics. There's a lot going on here, and we haven't even penetrated that deep into it. And there will be some kind of mastermind in the background playing the parts. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's all going somewhere, and this is so cool. I feel sorry for like Picard, because I love his character. I know there were episodes in Next Gen where he, like, you know, where he suffered certain experiences, but when he sort of resigned from Starfleet, it like nearly killed him, didn't it? And you can see the life's coming back into him, because the scene where he just walked in and ripped that sign up and threw it on the floor, that is the old Jean-Luc Picard. So the drive's there. But there's a beautiful scene when he says to Riff when they go to the Romulan planet Estrada, I forgot what it's called, the Romulan planet. He says it could be my last time, and you can tell. I like Raph. She's like always on at him, like having a go at him, but she does care, and she's gonna stick around with him, you know. But the crew's coming together. You've got the killing machine, you've got Han Solo, you've got Raffi, the renegade Starfleet officer, the scientific genius. I mean, guys, this is if you went for a stereotype, and Picard is the wise leader. It's all coming together, you know. I just love this series. I do like Discovery, guys, but this thing blows that out of the water for me. It just does it. So today's episode surpassed itself. Roll on next week, but the 7 of 9 thing at the end were like, wow. Come on, give me one more episode, but I've got a week to wait. So, guys, I could be on Sunday night. I'm out Sunday, so I'm going to try and get on after Doctor Who, but I might have to leave it for another week. I don't know. Hopefully, I will be home. So, just check after Doctor Who. If I'm not there by like 8:05, it won't be happening. But if I am on, I'll be on straight after. There'll be another solo podcast next week. You're not going to believe who Predator's fighting next week. Trust me, tune in for that. So, guys, have a great week. I'll see you on the next review. I've got another big, could have been a classic review after this video. I'm going to have to film that now, just written it all down, what I need to do. So, guys, have a great weekend. Have an awesome Valentine's. And, yeah, Joel Andrew. You know, obviously, have an awesome weekend.